All right, so trading is often described as a 50-50 game. Price can go up or down. So technically, anyone with the courage to press the buy or sell button can become a decent trader. But the real difference between traders happens after that, right? So today I'm going to break down the difference between a decent trader, a good trader, and a great trader, right? A decent trader, again, they have the basic understanding, right? The market is either going to go up or down. You always have a 50-50 odd, right? I'm going to repeat it again. You always have a 50-50 odd, right? Now, yeah, there might be strategies that actually hit less than that, but in your journey, you should find that you're hitting at least 50% of your trades, right? Now, other than that, you have the courage to execute a trade, right? Give me 1 second. How to respond to a text message. You have to have the courage to actually execute a trade, right? That's that. You're not frozen by fear, obviously ties into the other one, right? A decent trader is still going to be inconsistent, right? Wins, losses. Doesn't really have much of an actualized idea of if they're actually profitable or not, right? These people might typically rely on some sort of signal service, your average indicators like RSI or moving average, like simple indicators like that. Right, so a decent trader is simply someone who can pull the trigger. Most people never even get here because fear stops them from pressing the button, right? But there's no real strategy yet. There's no proven edge. Still gambling a bit, right? The good trader. This is where most profitable retail traders sit, right? Some of the characteristics, right? They have some kind of edge. They probably learned it from YouTube, a course, or a mentor, right? They could follow a repeatable setup, right? They understand risk management and they have a structured approach, right? So I would say, just based off the analogy of it being 50-50, if you can use proper risk management and find have your winners be greater than your losers, you already have made it in trading, right? They say there's so much garbage online. So much garbage online. So much garbage, right? But it actually is a sport that's really not that difficult. May it take you some time to understand and blase blue, bleezy blah, yeah. But once it's down, you'll just be constantly reminded of how simple it is if you just actually regulated yourself, right? So a good trader has something most beginners don't, which is an edge. Maybe it's a strategy they learned from YouTube, right? Or some years of screen time even. But in this category, their edge is known by many, right? If you've seen it in a course or you've seen it on YouTube or something, obviously other people know it, right? It's built through, I'm sorry, right? So it's known by many, which means markets can adapt, right? And it means they rely on discipline to stay profitable, right? Without that discipline, you might not be profitable, right? And that's kind of a given regardless, but let's step into the great trader, right? This is where there is a very few people reach that greatness. Very few people become a market wizard, right? This is someone who's found their own edge, right? You can't find it on YouTube. You can't find it through a coach. None of the sort, right? It's built through observation and testing, right? You have to test. You have to back test. You have to study. You have to observe what price has done before and what price is doing now. Constantly improving. Constantly improving. Adaptable to market conditions. Thinks differently from the crowd, right? A great trader doesn't just follow strategies, they discover them, right? The key mindset, always testing, always learning, always evolving. Their edge isn't something they copied, it's something they built, right? So everyone starts as a decent trader. Some become good traders by learning an edge, but the traders who reach the top are the ones who never stop studying the market and building their own understanding. All right, so I'm going to touch on the great trader a little bit because obviously, this is where you should want to strive towards, right? Again, not many people are going to have the capacity to become great, right? You might not want to be the very best, because I consider trading the real financial literacy. Being able to just print money from thin air. I consider this the real financial literacy. So, not everybody's going to want to do it. Not everyone's going to have the passion to constantly back test and blase blue, bleezy blah, right? So, I want you to leave in the comment section, what level trader do you think you are right now? Decent, good, or great? And where do you want to go from here, right? Remember, the goal isn't just to trade, it's to evolve. All right? Hopefully you guys took something from this video. I'm going to keep it nice, short, and sweet. And, any comments or questions, feel free to reach out.